Hey everybody, this is Katrina, the owner of COS Marketing Agency. And today we are going to talk about insider tips to improving your Google search ranking. So this is going to directly pertain to all things Google and of course SEO or search engine optimization. Now before we get into this, if this is your first time here on the channel, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you can get notified about all of the tutorials and the strategy videos and whatnot that we post every single week. If you own a business, especially service-based business, you do not want to miss out on the content we post every single day. Let's get into it. So we are past the halfway point of the year. 2025 is going to come and go. So now is the time to reevaluate your marketing strategy. Number one, you want to keep in mind, Google in 2025 has evolved. The name of the game is consistency and quality and trust and credibility. It's all about trust and credibility now. So you want to make sure that you are updating things like your Google business profile, that your website has on-page SEO. A lot of you guys have off-page SEO. You don't have any keywords on your website whatsoever for Google to pick up on. You want to have things like alt tags on your website's photos. Tags that on the back end, Google could look at that and understand a better idea of the photos that it's seen. You want to have headlines and descriptions for every single page. You want to have keywords for every single page, not just the home page. These are little details that you might be missing. Now is a great time to go on there, check that website, check that Google business profile, make sure everything's up to date. They add settings to these things all the time that wasn't there before. You got to make sure that you stay consistent. Also, things like speed and the user experience are now essential as well. There's a new internal update called Core Web Vitals that Google has implemented, and part of that has to do with speed and the user experience. Anything that could be slowing your website down, you want to look at that. They have free software systems out there where you can run a speed test. Just look up free speed test and you can see how fast your website is moving. I would highly recommend that. An easy way to cut down on the bandwidth on your site as far as the speed is if there's a ton of text, kind of shave that down a little bit. Now, a lot of you guys actually need to expand text. You want that to be probably about 500 words per page, maybe a little bit less, but not too much less than that. But I think a lot of you guys are embedding videos directly on your website instead of through YouTube, which will make it slower. So even if we're talking about milliseconds slower, it makes a big difference to Google. So just in general, website speed, that's another thing you want to think about and start to look into that. Another thing is mobile first design mindset, just with everything, not just with your website or any of your other creative. Think about social media too. Everything in general is really mostly mobile. I would say probably minimum 60% of your traffic's going to be through mobile. Could be upwards of 80 or 90% depending on the demo, and really just, you don't know until you try where those numbers are going to be. But I would venture to say certainly more than half of the people that could theoretically find you are going to be on mobile. So a mobile first mindset is no longer a negotiable. It's something that you absolutely have to do in 2025. So make sure all of your content is properly available on mobile devices and fits that format, because you can theoretically post anything on a phone, but if it's hard to see or the details or something that they can't pick up on, people are just going to scroll past it. They're going to call somebody else, and obviously you don't want that. Also, fresh content is still going to win the game. I want to see blog posts from you guys. I want to see more internal links on your website. I want to see you expand out your website. A one-page website's not really going to be enough in 2025. People actually will look and want more information. If they want it, it's there. If not, they don't have to look at it. But hey, that's more information to Google. More pages, more blogs means you're able to give more information to Google. I want to see it, and I want you guys to put in effort into it. Focus with your blogs on what is going to help your clients solving their problems. If you're selling a a product and service somebody can, or a product somebody can hold in their hand, talk about how they can implement it, right? How they could use it in different ways. It keeps engagement up. It keeps people on your website longer. It gives them valuable information. Let me tell you, if you give them value, they will be happier, they'll stick around longer, and they tend to convert higher as well. So those are some things to keep in mind. Also, I want a lot of you service-based companies to look in and see if you qualify for Google local service ads. It's basically like PPC on steroids at a fraction of the price. Type in Google local service ads right now into Google and do a little bit of research. If you qualify, you definitely want to also run local service ads in 2025. It is Google's best kept secret. I'm telling you guys, and your competitors are starting to catch on. If you got a service business, look into that and do not waste any time before that gets saturated, just like PPC. LSA is the way to go for you guys in service businesses. Now, I'm going to end this video. It's going to be a little bit of a longer one. This is the main part of the strategy part. Now, if you want to stick around to the end of the video, we're going to actually show on our screen an SEO tutorial. This is going to be involving business listings, which are other websites linking to your website, but we're doing it in such a way that's going to trigger Google to wake up, to crawl your website faster, to crawl your social media pages faster as well by doing these business listings. So this is just going to be kind of a little piece of what we do in our agency, so you get an idea of what we do, but also you can apply this at home right now and start making money, and contact us when you're ready if you're not ready right now. So stay to the end for this tutorial. And otherwise, I've been Katrina, the owner of COS Marketing Agency. Make sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. We'll see you in the next one, and starting the tutorial now.
Like, for example, Dun & Bradstreet. That's another big one to put every client on, because it's basically like the Better Business Bureau, but it's free. Before you start anything, whether it's business listings for us, for a client, it doesn't matter. You need to make sure you understand what who the client is, who they service, what they do. It sounds obvious, but a lot of times just give me the task, give me a list of stuff and jump in. No, you gotta think critically, you gotta think outside the box, understand what it is you're doing, why it matters, right? You're gonna do for future clients, but you need to still think intuitively to yourself, do I have that information? Do I understand what this client's about? Yeah, you can't just jump into something like this. It was recommended by Moz. TripAdvisor, I think we have that. No, we don't have that one. TripAdvisor? We don't. Interesting. I thought we did. Some of these seem so intuitive that I thought I had it, but if it's not on this list, I'm not going to assume I have it. I like to put it under my name or the agency's name. Most of the time I try to get away with it with the agency's name unless it tells me that it wants an actual person's name. Because the idea is that I want the COS Marketing Agency name out there again and again and again and again. Better Business Bureau, event. Event to network with the BBB. Upload it. This is Angel list instead of Angie's list. Yes. Which is different. Technology and software? It's under technology and software. Anytime I'm searching through a document though, I can do Control F and search through it. So if I was doing this for a finance or tech company, I would write words like that, finance, tech, to see where the rabbit hole goes with this document. We're going to then go to the profile, add a bio. I can get off to add a bio. Now I can actually find the right stuff, or they can just book directly on the website, which is kind of better because it saves me time. Right, so we have the bio there. It doesn't tell me that we're exceeding the character limits or anything. Let's add Facebook. Now, if I was doing this for the client, I would add all of theirs. Also on top of it, like most of the clients only have a couple social media profiles, so I'm a civilian in this, so to speak. A full directory of software companies. anyone can get a profile. So I mention that because I want to make sure that if I write a special note that you know if you can get a profile, right? I'm sure you'd get more out of it if you own a software company, but like a civilian, whatever regular person can sign up as a person and just search and find, I guess these software systems and whatnot that allow for posting. Lots of possibilities there. Don't display my personal information. That negates the point. Always display the personal information. Receive emails. I don't want to receive emails about special offers bought really quickly because they're hella expensive. Hella expensive.
And then make profit.
All right, so I think we have to end here because you got to go.
Yeah.
At 2. Okay, so let me do stop presenting. I'm going to stop recording.